What is up, survivors? This is Harv with Harv's Corner, and unfortunately, usually this is the day we put out the ARK gameplay video, but due to a unintended boneheaded maneuver, I might have had a boo-boo with the recording and also with the server in general, but I am working through it. I'm going to fix it. We're still going to try to pump it out next week, but I figured we'll just fill this slot in with another mod review that we have kind of already been looking at, and I wanted to put out, and it would be fairly quick. So this will actually replace the ARK episode that's usually supposed to drop today. Again, I apologize. We're going to pick it back up with it, but due to a technical error that was totally my fault, we have to kind of backtrack and see if we can fix the problem first, which I think we have. We're coming close to fixing it anyway, but I'm getting off topic. So today's mod review that we're going to talk about is Pimp My Dino. So this is a pretty neat mod that's really aesthetics and just looks really cool. It adds a couple of different saddles for a couple of different creatures and a little bit of structures too. So let's jump right into it. Just to go over the quick and easy stuff. So this is right here, up here is just the building stuff that you're going to make. So we'll start from this side and kind of work our way over. This is really just the Pimp My Dino chair, like sofa chair that you can make. You can just hang out here and sit in it and be cool in it. Yep, you just put it right here in this. Kind of like a throne chair. I kind of like it. I mean, it's definitely bigger. I always kind of like that about some of these mods when they put out something different as far as this is concerned. I think the normal like chairs in ARK. I think some of the furniture in normal ARK could definitely be TLC'd a little bit. We also have a stool here and also a table. So you got like little furniture set up with Pimp My Dino little logos on it everywhere, which is pretty neat. These are Turfy Mounts. So we have a Turfy Mount for a lot of the different creatures with respectable saddles that we'll talk about. So we have the Spino here. Looks like that's supposed to be the Argy, right? The Argentavis, the T-Rex, the Toad, the Raptor, and that's the Sabre Cat. So you have a couple Turfy Mounts that you get to put up on the wall now too, which is pretty neat. I always like being able to decorate and accent a little bit differently. This is where all the magic happens. This is the Pimp My Dino smithy, which already looks freaking awesome. I love the little blueprints hanging out up here, the little Pimp My Dino and everything. So this is pretty much, I'm not sure, I don't know what the photo up top of there is. Is that like a, maybe it's the mod creators? Maybe it's the mod creators up there? I honestly, I don't know. Maybe somebody else can tell. Always raining. Anyway, so the Pimp My Dino, this is the smithy where you're going to make a lot of the stuff and we can pop it open. So there's going to be two new resources that you're going to use to make these saddles, and really that's really what this mod consists of. You're going to need carbon, which is just charcoal and metal, and you're going to need this crystal liquid, which is really just crystal, and you just turn it into the liquid, and that's how you make it. In here, you can make the structures like the furniture we talked about. You can also make the trophies that we talked about, but primarily, we can make these really cool, lot of different saddles for a lot of the different creatures. Now, there's not like a whole lot of saddles, but this is definitely a quality versus quantity type of mod, I think personally, with one exception, and we'll talk about that, which again might be my boneheaded maneuver, I don't know. But anyway, so you have a bunch of these different saddles, and you know this works just like a smithy. You throw the resources in, you make it. And like some of these you're going to notice it's going to take carbon versus the liquid or whatever. But anyway, so we make the saddle. They have armor ratings, blah, 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 blah. So I'll show you where I rushed into this like an idiot real quick, and then we'll show you the rest of everything that goes on. So you have Dodo Armor in this game, right? In this mod. So these dodos are just normal dodos, and then when we open them up, they don't have anything that you can put armor on, which made me very confused. And then I had to look around and realize that there's a new dodo. Well, it's called a Dodo, I believe. It's D-O-D-U instead of D-O-D-O. So let me take the armor off of one of these guys just so we can like make like a size compare. Why can I not pick you up? Oh, I guess I can't pick you up. Can you just walk over here? Oh wow, yeah, okay, so huge size difference, right? Like huge size difference. I don't think you can actually like ride these or anything, but they can actually wear armor. So this is the Scoot armor. This kind of looks like it's just made of the shell of something, which is pretty kind of almost like a chitin armor for dodos. This is the leather armor, which has like the leather layers and plates, which is cool. And this is like your metal armor too that you can put on these guys. Again, this is really just aesthetics. It does give them an armor, so you do get an actual armor value out of this. And the higher one seems like the metal one seems to be giving me 75. I think the metal's the highest. I think it clocks up. Yeah, so the leather is 50, and I'm pretty sure this is 25. Yep, this is 25 armor. It is a stackable mod. I haven't tried this yet with something like the upgrade station to see if you can just get better qualities of them, but it's definitely possible. I'm not entirely certain on that one. The rest of the saddles that we get, and we'll start from this and kind of work my way down. So we get the Raptor, which has like this crazy, I like the jaw on that one. It looks gnarly. And you get the little plates. They don't mesh well in the tail, I noticed. Like we kind of see that. They kind of mesh in and out of the tail. But I think that's because of the constant motion that the tail's in. But yeah, so we get an armor benefit out of this, which is 75. So even though these are labeled as quote-unquote primitive saddles, they do give you a pretty decent armor buff comparison to a normal saddle. I'm fairly certain, and I have game creative mode on, so we can just make one. A normal Raptor saddle would only be 25. Yeah. Yeah, so the normal Raptor saddle would only be 25, or this one's 75. So some of these armors are definitely going to be better, even though they're only listed as primitive. So you definitely want to pay attention to that. Next up over here is the Beast Buffo, the Toad, the Frog, whatever you want to call him. And this guy, I really like this one with the 2 horns up front. I think he looks really neat. This is just, 75 armor. So it looks like it might be a common thing with the 75 armor. But this is more of like, I don't know, I think it's labeled as metal, but it kind of looks like, oh no, it's labeled as chitin. I was going to say it looks like a chitin armor instead, which is pretty interesting. I like this is where I get into the quality part, right? There's not quite a lot of these saddles on this mod, but what is there like looks pretty amazing, really. I mean, that's really good work, and it fits really well on him. Like we don't see like we did with the Raptor, like that weird meshing going on. That's not happening over here. Everything's really fluid. It looks really good. But like I said, there's no crazy moving parts other than his head though. So that's got to be a pain in the butt to try to map that out, I can imagine. Moving over is the Megalosaurus, the stag, the moose deer thing that we typically see out in like the redwoods areas and stuff. So this saddle again kind of has a little bit of meshing, but I think that's really because of the fur of like the back of him, that little fur he's got going on. But this looks cool. This is more like, this reminds me of like an Equus saddle a little bit, with like the different weapons and the roll in the back, with the bed roll in the back of it. But this is really neat. I like the armor on this one too. I like the little headpiece. I think this is like a weird wooden armor. Stag saddle, stag armor. But it almost looks like wood, or maybe metal or bronze, maybe, I can't tell. The Sabre Cat Armor. This is another one that stood out to me. Like, it makes it look a bit bulkier, and the plates are just perfect with the horns going up the front of it. Like, I think it looks really great. It's even got like the little pieces over the toes, like where the knuckles would actually be, which is pretty neat, and the little part around the tail that I'm not sure serves a purpose, but it does look really awesome. And again, I think these are all, they're all 75 armor, and this is the metal armor for the Sabre Cat. It doesn't look like there's tiers yet. It looks like there's just one saddle for these one creatures that I'm showing you. Next up, and this is one of my favorites out of here, is the Scorpion one. This looks insane. This is called the Scorpion. This is Scorpion metal saddle, but it's got all these crazy like wires going into its claws and stuff. It kind of reminds me of more of like a steampunk thing, but I really like this one. This one looks really neat. It's probably why I like it so much, because it looks a little steampunky. Moving over to the ankle. So from a first glance, this doesn't look like it has a whole lot, right? It doesn't really look like there's a lot going on. But let's pick them up and move them out here. You really notice it in the tail piece here. And can I just get up on top of this guy, maybe? Can I get up? There we go. Can I just... Come on. Come on, stand still. Oh, nope. I can't. Oh, nope. It just rolls me off. Oh, maybe. Huh. Whatever. But anyway, you notice this a lot more in the tail, where it has these like tines that go on the edge of it that doesn't seem to fall prey to the meshing. It looks like it connects really well. Even with the motion, it looks really good. I think the saddle looks a little bit different, but there's not too much going on with the actual saddle. I think the reins coming down are a little bit modified as well. So the Argentavis, this is one that this might be my boneheaded thing, but something's going on with this guy. So it's supposed to have a metal armor, which I have in its inventory, and when I put it on it, it does this crazy obnoxious, makes the armor like 7 times more than 7, like 100 times bigger than what it needs to be. Like, you seeing this? Like, it's crazy. Like, I'm not sure what's going on. I've tried getting off of it, get back on it. I tried spawning another RG in. Like, I don't know if it's because I'm admin spawning them in and putting them on, or what's going on, but this is actually kind of nuts. So I couldn't really judge this one for you, and if I had gripes, this would be my only gripe. It does look like it still works like a saddle when you put it on it, so it still functions like an RG saddle. but it looks, from what I can see, and we'll put a link to their workshop in the description to this video. And from the photos in there that I see, the saddle looks amazing, but I can't really, for whatever reason, I can't seem to replicate it to get it to show up on here. So that's probably my one critique as of so far. The little meshing on the Raptor tail, it's really not that big of a deal because there's so much motion going on there. I mean, come on now. Like, that would just be incredibly nitpicky of me, but something's going on with this RG. I don't know if it's just me or if somebody else is having this problem, or maybe it's an ongoing issue, but the RG saddle is a little wonky. This guy looks like a freaking, oh, he looks like a machine. So there's a Rex saddle as well. And if Rexes weren't already intimidating enough, this one's got this crazy chitin and then like all these dangerous horns on the front of it. But I do like how some of them, like this one on the end's like snapped, like he's actually like been using it and fighting it, like it's actually broken up and battle torn. Like this dude's actually been out fighting some stuff. And let me stop jumping around. But the plates on the back look amazing. The ropes tying around the tail look great. And this one doesn't have, like I said, that meshing issue. Like everything conforms to the tail a lot better. But I mean, this is also a lot slower movement and even less range of movement too. So I imagine that makes it a little bit easier to figure out. All in all, this one looks great. It fits really great. All the saddles fit really great to the creatures. Like they don't seem any wonky at all to me. But this looks pretty intimidating, right? I like it. It's more of that tribal look to it, which I definitely dig. Last but not least, and this is definitely my favorite one, is the Spino saddle. This thing looks amazing. It looks like it's got all these crazy sails on it, like coming off of it. It's got even on the tail all the way down, it's got all these sails on it. Like some way, shape, or form, it makes it better in the ocean or something. Like absolutely cool. Just so neat. I love it. It doesn't really like change, you know, how you swim in the water or anything. It just makes it look super gnarly. And I mean, Spinos in general, you get some cool colors and they're really unique creatures out here. It's really easy to distinguish a Spino from everything else. But then you have this awesome saddle on top of it. I mean, beautiful work, right? This is just this is pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. So that's the last saddle. And again, all these look like, we can go back and verify, but they all get, oh, this one actually gets 100 armor. Okay, so this one, man, you don't need to find better qualities, really. I mean, that's 100. What was the Rex over here? Was the Rex 100 too? Maybe it's just on the bigger guys? No, it's 75. So the Spino is the only one, but I mean, that gives you 100 armor bonus. Like, that's pretty amazing. I don't really think you really need to find anything else. Now, you see a little bit of that meshing happen in the belly over there. But this one is a little bit trickier because this guy is made to toggle back and forth between up and down motions too. So again, all in all, this is a beautiful mod, and I think this it's definitely a quality over quantity. And what I mean by that is just there's just simply not a whole lot of these saddles. I'm hoping and praying that they keep adding more. But what is there looks absolutely gorgeous and very unique. You know, I don't look at these and go, well, that one kind of looks like that one. The style might be the same. Like if we look at the T-Rex chitin versus like the frog chitin, you can see where the layers of chitin plates are stacked over top each other, and like it's kind of meant to be that way. Like the style of creation is the same, but it's definitely, there's definitely some creativity that went into all of this. It looks really cool. I really like it. It's really fun. It's a fun little mod that looks really good. Like I can't imagine the amount of detail, time, and effort. Like I'm not even sure where you start. Like good God. Anyway, beautiful. They look great. I love them. It looks like it was, I saw it. I've been eyeballing this one for a little while, and I've been really liking what I was seeing, so I figured we would do a little showcase. And again, because of my stupid boneheaded server issues, we figured we would pump this out a little bit earlier than usual. That's it, guys. That's this mod review. That's the Pimp My Dino mod review. It's a kind of a short and simple, cool mod, and I think you guys will enjoy it. All in all, I think it's pretty awesome. I think there's a lot of the pros outweigh the cons on most, like they do on most of these mod reviews. The pros definitely outweigh the cons. I think it's beautiful, and it's a stackable mod, so you should be able to stack this with just about anything else out there and have some fun with it. If you liked the video, please hit that like, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you can see when the next videos are coming out. And please follow me here, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Twitch. We Twitch live stream Friday and Saturdays at 9 p.m. Eastern. That means we will be on tonight. We're actually playing some more of the 7 Days to Die series on there. Keep an eye out this weekend. We should have another speed build coming out this weekend, and I think we're just going to double up on mod reviews and then go right back to our normal schedule next week. So we'll do another mod review coming out Monday, and then we'll jump back into our Conan series, and then later on in the week we'll jump back into the Arc series again. I apologize for all that crap going down, but here we are. We're making the best of it. So I hope you guys like it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out, guys, and until next time.